Airport facilitation is an interplay of airlines, airport authorities, and of course, 21st century equipment. That's the view of our guest who oversees the operations of the Muritala Mohammed Airport 2 terminal in Lagos.
You have to start from the beginning, and the beginning is from the design perspective. You must design your terminal to be customer friendly. You must design your terminal to fulfill all your facilitation requirements. The ease of flow in MMA2 is one of the easiest I have seen anywhere in the world. So that is the first step in providing good service. Next step is to provide necessary equipment that are required, be it X-ray machine for security or the necessary security requirements, security scanning machines, or even to automation of different passenger facilitation tools like self-check-in, bag drop. These are things that aid facilitation. So innovation must be a key part in us rendering service to the traveling public. Who are we facilitating? The customer. And that's what we must appreciate, that the customer is very key in aviation. And I have a lot of colleagues that will talk about ICAO, IATA, ACI, and they like to talk a lot of big English, so to say. When you go through everything, it boils down to the service being rendered to the traveler. The service must be done in a healthy, safe, and secured environment, while you are trying your very best to either meet or exceed this expectation. The Nigerian traveler deserves quality service. He deserves an airport that is friendly, that is efficient, that is working for him, not just an airport that puts you in a box waiting for your bag for hours. That should not. Okay, so if you look at the airport as a community, there is no particular service that one person is strictly responsible for. It takes a collaboration of people coming together to provide this service. So you have the airlines, you have the ground handlers, we have the airports, we even have the security agencies. Here in MMA2, we have a facilitation committee that comes and sits on a regular basis where we all sit down and share, so to say, how we can improve on our service. So when you have a challenge, let us know. Who can resolve that challenge? We will bring it down on the table and try our very best to resolve everybody's challenge. So it's teamwork. Also, we have the self-check-in counter, which without going to the check-in counter, you can check in yourself without human interference. So once you scan your boarding pass, it will give you access into the screening area. Now, on that e-gate is what we have a system running on it called Pass Track. And Pass Track is a system where we used to track where everybody is in the terminal. So once you pass that point, Pass Track will say you are past this point and you are now at this part of the airport. So in case we are looking for you to board, we have a good idea what area of the airport is.
Our special report chronicles the impact of the 48 hours aviation union siege on businesses at the Muritala Mohammed Airport 2 last week.
This is what the Muritala Mohammed Airport 2 looks like on a good business day. It is an interaction of airport services, airlines and passengers. Just last week, aviation union members took over the entrance of the Muritala Mohammed Airport 2 in protest. The union state their reason.
We have been on this since May, when they sacked workers that signify their intention to join our unions. We tried to approach them, they refused, and we reported the matter to NCAA. NCAA intervened, and our discussion, despite the fact that at the first meeting they declined to show up, we still availed them series of opportunities. We had series of meetings, and what they are saying is different, had been different from what were before the committee that was handling this. And at a point, NCAA and all the security agencies in this airport became frustrated because what we were trying to do, all of us collectively, including NCAA and every stakeholder, is to ensure that this kind of an ugly situation did not occur. But as it is today, we have no other option. Since May, our members have been out.
In a counter-protest, staff and concessionaires at the terminal marched against the continual siege and the impact on businesses.
We've heard a lot of stories, but we want to say to you that it is not BSL that is protesting or embarking on any counter-protest. It is the concessionaires, the customers, the businesses, the employees, and who number over 2,000 who contribute millions of naira to this Nigeria's economy that is wondering why this is happening. There are over 500 employees in MMA2. Only 27 people who have certain disciplinary issues with the company who are now using the unions of the aviation industry to destroy the business. Since the terminal closed, we've heard that people are complaining that there's so much loss of revenue, and most of these businesses are endangered. Even at this stage, it might be difficult for the airlines to recover, and this could lead to even closure of the business or retrenchment. All airlines are of the view that this is the most efficient terminal, and I'm sure you can see it, in Nigeria, and their movement here is to significantly enhance their own productivity. The unions are seeking to destroy one of the best flagships of the private sector industry in the provision of services in Nigeria.
Dana Air, Medview Airline, Asmar Airlines, Aero Contractors and Overland Airways operate their flight services from the MMA2, but could not function normally due to the strike. 48 hours into the aviation union siege, both parties reached a truce as the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority and other parties prevailed. An agreement was finally reached, the operator of the Murtala Mohammed Airport Terminal 2, to place the SAC workers on whose behalf the strike was called on redundancy, while they negotiate their benefits, among other demands.
When we return after the break, Newsflash is up next. Do join us again.